Hello, welcome to today's episode of the Media Box. And today's music review is going to be Passion Pit's first EP, well, music period, Chunk of Change. I'm your music review host, Austin, and let's go on with the review. This album, Chunk of Change, is comprised mostly of songs that were written as a Valentine's gift to his then girlfriend at the time, which is Michael Angelakis. This album was released on the 16th of September in 2008, which marks the group's first EP and really the group's first work period, because the person that written, produced, and also did a lot of the instruments on this album is Michael Angelakis himself. So he really did this before he actually recruited any members to Passion Pit. A couple of tracks that really stood out to me on this 6-track album, since it's a EP, would be I've Got Your Number, Sleepyhead, and Smile Upon Me. Now, I'm not saying the rest of the 3 tracks on this album aren't bad. I'm just saying these are songs that I would like to prefer on the album rather than those other 3 songs, because I didn't feel them as much. I didn't like, a whole bunch of things about them. When it comes to I've Got Your Number, that song, it has a lot of, colory, texture-like sampling and like weird beats to it that makes it really interesting. And then when it goes into the chorus, it's like you could put yourself in Michael's situation, and it's really great. When it comes to a song like Sleepyhead, now this song isn't just on Chunk of Change, it is also on the group's first full-length debut album, which is Manners. This is another song that was actually put onto the album because the first 4 songs of this album were actually the original songs that Michael wrote for his then girlfriend. This song and Better Things were actually added to the album. And the thing I don't really like is the production when it comes to these 2 tracks on the album, since they're the last 2 ones. There's no real transition between these songs, and you could obviously tell that they were just added on without no transitions, no additional, editing, nothing. A song that I'd like to point out that was kind of exceptionally bad to me would be a song like Cuddle Fuddle. Now, there's a lot of samples just like the rest of the album, but there's a lot of vocal strain, and you could tell Michael Angelakis' vocal irritation is hitting its limits when it comes to a song like this. Now, this doesn't necessarily make the song a bad song, but I don't really enjoy it. In conclusion, I'd like to give this album a nice 6 out of 10, simply because this is an album that clocks in at about 30 minutes, has 6 tracks on it, and only about half the songs on them are recognizable songs of Passion Pit. Not even really solely because they're recognizable, but this album mainly, it prides on its lyricism to the fullest extent and uses a lot of low-budgeted, click beats. You could tell this was made in, some cheap music maker. And this is probably the worst of Passion Pit's works from its 3 albums that it's made, which is, along with Chunk of Change, it's also Manners and Gossamer. And I'd like to say Gossamer would be my favorite of the 3. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Media Box. I'm your music host, Austin. Be sure to watch other videos from my reviewers, Eric and Ian. Now, I'd like to close out this review by putting on some slow jazz. Now, cue it.